Something strange happens when you shrink reality down to its smallest imaginable scale. A place so tiny that atoms look like massive planets and subatomic particles seem like drifting moons. You are entering a realm where the rules of physics stop behaving, where our understanding of space, time, and matter begins to fall apart. This mysterious boundary is known as the Planck Length, a scale so unbelievably small that if you try to zoom into it, even your imagination would struggle to follow. Imagine holding out your hand right now. Now imagine zooming into it. First you pass the skin, then the cells, then the molecules. You go deeper through atoms. You see the nuclei. You pass through the empty space inside them. At this stage, you're already trillions of times smaller than anything the human eye can see. But keep going. Go deeper than protons, deeper than quarks, deeper than anything we currently know exists. Eventually, you reach a point where reality begins to twist like a glitching video. Distances stop behaving, time loses meaning, and space itself begins to tear and flicker. You have reached the Planck length, the smallest possible scale allowed by the universe. You cannot go smaller, not because our technology cannot reach further, but because the universe physically does not allow smaller distances to exist. It is like trying to zoom into a single pixel on your phone. No matter how hard you try, you cannot divide that pixel into smaller pieces. It is the minimum unit. Reality works the same way. But here is where things get disturbing. When you reach the Planck length, everything we know breaks. Physics collapses into chaos. Gravity becomes infinitely strong. Quantum rules explode into random noise. Space-time behaves like a stormy ocean, bubbling with violent energy. Tiny black holes flash in and out of existence. It is as if the universe becomes unstable, like a computer system that crashes when pushed too far. Ask yourself for a moment, why would the universe include a smallest possible scale? Why would there be a barrier that cannot be crossed? And what does it mean for everything you think is real? Many scientists believe that at this scale, space-time is not smooth, but pixelated. Just like a digital screen is made of pixels too small to see, the universe itself might be made of tiny, indivisible units of space and time. If that is true, then the smooth world you see around you might be an illusion. A high-resolution simulation created by the universe, hiding the grid beneath. Now, think about this. If reality is pixelated, is time pixelated too? Does every moment happen in tiny steps, like frames in a video? If so, does that mean free will is just an illusion created by the fast flickering of time frames? The deeper you go, the stranger it gets. Scientists have discovered something even more shocking. When you try to measure anything smaller than the Planck length, the energy required becomes so extreme that it collapses into a tiny black hole. The moment you try to zoom in, reality creates a barrier. It prevents you from seeing anything at a smaller scale. It is almost like the universe is saying stop right there. You're not allowed to go deeper. Why would the universe protect this boundary so aggressively? What is it hiding underneath? Some physicists believe that going beyond the Planck length is the same as trying to peek behind the code that runs the universe. Just like you cannot zoom beyond the pixels in a video game, you cannot zoom beyond the Planck scale of reality. The universe hides its raw programming. Others believe the opposite, that the Planck length marks the limit where reality stops being physical, where space and time vanish completely, where the material world dissolves and something else, something non-physical, begins. Now I want you to really think about this. If reality has a smallest possible unit, then infinity, as we know it, does not exist. Space is not endless in its detail. Time does not flow smoothly. The universe is not a continuous canvas. Everything is built from tiny, indivisible chunks, and the Planck length is the bottom of that staircase. But this raises a terrifying question. If reality glitches at the smallest level, how much of what you see every day is real? And how much is just the illusion created by your limited perspective? You are living in a world that appears solid, but underneath is a hidden structure. A quantum foam boiling with chaos. A grid of energy and vibration where nothing is truly still and nothing truly exists the way you think it does. And here is the strangest part. When physicists try to measure something at scales close to the Planck length, they do not get smaller distances. Instead, they get the same distance again and again. Reality refuses to reveal any more detail. It loops back. No matter how hard you try, the universe gives you the same answer stop. What does this mean? Does reality repeat itself at the smallest scale? Is it a boundary? A wall? A limit built into existence? Or is it evidence that the universe is not what we think at all? This is where the mystery becomes personal. Because if space breaks down at the Planck length, what happens to matter? What happens to your body, your mind, your soul? What do you exist if not inside space and time? Think about how strange this is. Everything you are is built from particles. Those particles depend on the structure of space. But if space itself melts into chaos at the smallest scale, then what are you really made of? Are you built from particles at all? Or are you built from something deeper? This question sets the stage for everything that comes next. Because to understand what reality truly is, you have to understand why it breaks. And that story begins at the Planck length. Before we go further, I want you to answer this in your mind. Do you believe reality is smooth and infinite? Or do you believe it is pixelated and limited? Your answer will shape the way you see everything from this moment on. Get ready, because Section B goes deeper into the consequences of this hidden boundary. We are stepping into ideas that challenge physics, philosophy, and your understanding of yourself.
Now that you understand how strange the Planck length is, let us go even deeper. Because this is not just a scientific concept. This is something that changes the entire foundation of reality. Imagine that space is a giant stage. Everything you see, everything that exists plays out on this stage. But what if the wood beneath the stage floor begins to crack at the smallest scale? What happens to the performance? What happens to the actors? What happens to the story? At the Planck length, the stage of reality falls apart. The structure that holds everything together becomes unstable. And there is something almost unsettling about what scientists believe happens next. They say that space becomes a storm of energy. Not calm, not empty, but wildly chaotic. Picture billions of tiny bubbles, each forming and popping every fraction of a second. This is what physicists call quantum foam. And inside this foam, events happen so quickly and so violently that the normal laws of physics cannot keep up. It is a place where distance has no meaning. A place where time flickers like a broken light. A place where cause and effect blur into confusion. Now think about this. If the foundation of the universe is so chaotic, why does the world above look so smooth and stable? Why is your desk solid? Why does the floor not collapse under your feet? Why does time seem to move forward steadily? It is because you are too big to feel the chaos beneath. Just like you cannot feel the individual molecules of air pushing against you, you cannot sense the quantum foam. Your senses, your brain, and even your instruments are too coarse to detect the turbulence below. So you experience reality as a calm, smooth illusion. This raises a new question. If everything is made from this chaotic foam, then why do stable objects exist at all? Some physicists believe that particles, atoms, and matter itself are like patterns frozen from the swirling foam. Like waves on the surface of a raging ocean that somehow stay steady enough to be seen. Others believe that the stability of reality comes from hidden rules embedded in the universe. Rules we cannot see but that govern every particle. But here comes the strangest mystery of all. The Planck length appears to be the boundary where these rules break. Where the universe says this far and no further. Imagine a sign at the edge of existence that says warning. Beyond this point, reality cannot be defined. That is the Planck boundary. And the reason this matters is because if we ever try to understand what lies beneath that boundary, physics refuses to cooperate. Gravity becomes so strong that it warps spacetime infinitely. Quantum mechanics becomes so unstable that probabilities stop making sense. Every formula that describes the universe simply stops working. Think of it like trying to run a computer program on a machine that cannot handle the code. It freezes, crashes. It refuses to process anything deeper. This is why many scientists believe the Planck length is where reality stops being physical and begins being something else. Something more abstract. Something beyond our understanding. Some call it the birthplace of space-time. Others call it the raw fabric of existence. And some believe it is the interface between the physical universe and something hidden beneath. Something like the operating system of reality. Why is this important? Because if reality has an operating system, then everything you experience is built from code. Not digital code like computers, but mathematical code, patterns, rules, structures too deep and too fundamental to be seen. If that is true, then the universe might not be random at all. It might be designed. It might be intentional. And you might be a part of it in ways you cannot fully understand. Now consider this. When you shrink down to the Planck length, time does not flow. Distances cannot be measured. The concept of here and there stops making sense. It is not just that things are small. It is that things are undefined. The universe becomes a kind of blur. But here is the twist. Even though this blur exists at the foundation of reality, you never see it. Everything you experience is a smoothed-out version of this chaos. Your brain takes the raw quantum data and turns it into something stable, something understandable, something that feels real. It is like how your phone smooths out a low-resolution image so it looks nicer. The universe smooths out the quantum foam so you experience continuity instead of chaos. This means something shocking. Every moment you live, every thought you have, every object you touch, is built on top of a hidden layer of uncertainty. A layer where the universe is constantly rewriting itself. A layer where nothing stays the same. Now imagine the implications. If the universe is constantly bubbling with random fluctuations, then does anything truly exist in a solid form? Or is everything just a temporary pattern held together by the rules of physics? This leads to the most important question of all. If reality breaks at the Planck length, then what truly lies beneath it? Is it nothingness? Is it a deeper structure? Or is it something so strange that our minds cannot even imagine it? Many theories try to answer this. Some say the universe is holographic, meaning that all of reality is a projection from a deeper dimension. Some say everything is made of vibrating strings. Others say the universe is made of information, and that space itself is a storage system. But the most mysterious idea is this. The Planck length might be the point where physics intersects with consciousness, where the physical world meets the non-physical, where the universe stops being matter and becomes meaning. Think about that. What if your awareness, your thoughts, your identity exist not in the physical world but in the structure beneath it? What if consciousness is not something the brain produces, but something that exists in the deeper layers of reality? This is not fantasy. Some of the most respected scientists in the world believe that consciousness might be fundamental, not a byproduct. And the Planck scale might be where it connects to the physical world. If that is true, then understanding the Planck length is not just understanding physics. It is understanding yourself. Before we go to part 2, I want you to think about this question. If everything you see is just a smoothed-out illusion built on top of chaos, then how real is your reality? And if reality breaks at the Planck scale, then what is your place in a universe that hides its deepest truth?
Now that we have reached the edge of the Planck length, let us cross into something far stranger. Because the moment physics collapses, the universe begins revealing clues about what might exist beneath the visible world. You are stepping beyond the boundary, not into smaller distances, but into the unknown foundations of existence. It is here that the deepest mysteries of reality begin to unfold. Let's start with a simple but unsettling truth. When you approach the Planck scale, every attempt to understand what lies below triggers a collapse. Any measurement powerful enough to probe a smaller region creates so much concentrated energy that it forms a tiny black hole. Reality folds in on itself. The universe defends its secrets. It is as if there is a hidden lock built into the structure of existence. But why would the universe protect this threshold? Why would it create a barrier that not even light, energy, or information can cross? To understand this, imagine the universe as a giant library. Every particle, every atom, every force is like a book filled with information about how the universe works. But the Planck length is like a sealed vault deep beneath the library. No one is allowed inside. Anyone who tries to open the door triggers an immediate shutdown. Not because there is nothing inside, but because what is inside might be too fundamental, too raw, too powerful for the familiar world to handle. Now consider this. Every time scientists try to build a theory that combines quantum mechanics with gravity, it breaks. Quantum theory works for the very small. Gravity works for the very large. But the moment you try to use both at the Planck scale, the equations explode into contradictions. This is not a failure of mathematics. It is a clue that our two greatest theories are merely approximations of a deeper truth that exists underneath. This deeper truth might be the foundation of everything, and it might not be physical the way we understand physics. Some scientists believe that the Planck scale is where dimensions collapse. Not just spatial dimensions, but the dimensions of time, energy, information, and identity. At this point, reality is so compressed, so dense with energy, that the universe cannot sustain the difference between here and there. It cannot sustain the difference between past and future. It cannot sustain the difference between existence and non-existence. When you approach this boundary, reality does not just get smaller. It becomes undefined. Now ask yourself something. If space, time, and matter all lose meaning at the Planck scale, then what is left? What exists beneath the physical world? What holds everything together when the structure of the universe dissolves? One idea suggests that the universe at this scale is made of pure information. Not particles, not waves, not energy, but information itself. Patterns, logic, the blueprint of existence. If that is true, then everything you see is the expression of hidden information rising up from this deeper layer of reality. You might not be made of atoms after all. You might be made of organized information encoded inside the universe. Another idea suggests that the Planck scale is not the bottom of physical space, but the doorway to another layer of reality. A layer where physics is replaced by something more fundamental. Something not bound by space or time. Something that might include consciousness itself. Imagine that beneath the physical world is a field of awareness. A field that does not exist in space, but that generates space. A field that does not experience time, but that creates the flow of time. A field that is not matter, but that gives rise to matter. If this is true, then what you call consciousness might be rooted in this deeper layer. Your mind might be connected to the universe in ways you have never imagined. This idea is not science fiction. Many quantum theories suggest that consciousness is woven into the fabric of reality. The Planck scale might be the bridge between the physical world and the non-physical one. And here is a thought that might challenge your entire understanding of existence. What if the reason you cannot probe beneath the Planck scale is because doing so would expose something that is not meant to be seen from inside the physical universe? What if the laws of physics themselves are designed to conceal the structure beneath? Imagine trying to examine the code of a video game while still standing inside the game world. The game engine would crash. The environment would glitch. You would not have the tools needed to understand the code. That is exactly what happens when we try to explore the Planck scale. Reality crashes. Another theory suggests that the Planck length is the size of a tiny loop of space. According to this idea, space is not continuous but woven together like a fabric. Each loop is a quantum of space. These loops are the threads of reality itself. When you move through the universe, you travel along these loops and nodes. But you cannot go smaller than one loop. Just like you cannot cut a thread of fabric into smaller pieces without destroying the fabric. If that is true, then space has a texture, a grain, a pattern, and the Planck length is the size of this texture. Now imagine a universe built from trillions of these loops, all vibrating, twisting, and linking together. This is where the laws of physics arise. Gravity is not a force in this view. It is the bending of the loops. Matter is not made of particles. It is not tied into these loops. Time is not a river. It is the movement of vibrations along the loops. This is not a metaphor. This is one of the leading theories in modern physics. And yet the most disturbing part is this. If you try to look deeper than the Planck scale, you do not find smaller loops. You find the same loop repeated. Reality mirrors itself. It folds back into the same scale over and over. This suggests that the universe might not allow any depth beyond this point, because there is no beneath. The Planck scale might be the final layer. But here's where things get even more mysterious. When you calculate the size of the Planck length using the laws of physics, you get a strange combination of constants. The speed of light, the gravitational constant, the reduced Planck constant. These constants do not belong together. They describe different domains of physics. Yet when combined, they give the smallest possible unit of space. This suggests that the Planck length is not random. It is intentional. It is encoded into the structure of the universe. It is a universal password, a built-in limit that cannot be crossed. And here is something to think about. If the universe has a smallest unit, does it have a largest one too? Is reality finite or infinite? If the smallest scale is fixed, then maybe the universe as a whole is not what we imagine. Maybe it has boundaries. Maybe it has structure. Maybe it has purpose. Before we move into section B, ask yourself this. If the foundation of reality is not physical, then what does that make you? What does that make consciousness? And if the universe hides its deepest layer behind the Planck length, then what truth is it trying to protect? You might be closer to the answer than you think.
If Section A opened the doorway, Section B is where we step into the darkness behind it. This is the part where the story becomes stranger than science fiction, yet entirely grounded in real research and scientific theories. Let us begin with an idea that many physicists quietly accept, even though it sounds unbelievable. The universe at the Planck scale behaves like a giant quantum computer. Every particle, every force, every interaction is a calculation. The universe is not simply a physical place. It is a dynamic system processing information at unimaginable speed. If this is true, then the Planck length is not just smallest distance. It is the smallest unit of information. The universe does not compute anything smaller. Cannot. The resolution of reality ends here. Now imagine a digital photo on your phone. If you zoom close enough, you eventually hit the pixel boundary. Beyond that, the image does not reveal more detail. It becomes a block of color. The same is true for the universe. At the Planck scale, reality becomes pixelated. Distances stop being meaningful. Positions blur. Space itself dissolves into a grid of information. This leads to an astonishing idea, one that many scientists believe might turn out to be true. The universe might not be made of space. It might be made of information that creates the illusion of space. Space is not fundamental. It is emergent. It rises out of deeper structures the same way temperature rises out of the movement of atoms. You cannot measure temperature in a single atom. Temperature only exists when many atoms interact. Space might be the same. You cannot have space at the Planck scale. Only information. Now imagine how shocking that is. You are not moving through space. You are moving through a field of information that presents itself as space. When you walk across a room, you are not traveling through a physical container. You are traveling through a structured pattern of information. If this is true, then the universe is more like a simulation than anything physical. Not a computer simulation, but a self-generating system of rules producing reality moment by moment. And here comes the twist. If space is emergent, then time might be emergent too. Time may not flow. It may refresh. Reality might redraw itself billions of times per second. Your consciousness stitches these frames together to create the illusion of flow. Just like your brain turns individual images into a movie. This raises a question most people never ask. If reality refreshes billions of times per second, what happens between the frames? What happens in the gaps? What exists during the moments when the universe is not being rendered? Some scientists believe that those gaps, those moments between frames, are where the true nature of reality exists. A realm outside time. A realm where the rules of physics do not apply. A realm that might hold the answers to questions about fate, intuition, awareness, and even existence after death. This sounds mystical, but it is mathematics. It is physics. It is the inevitable conclusion of what happens when you zoom past the Planck scale. Now let us consider something even more mysterious. When you approach the Planck length, the uncertainty in energy becomes enormous. This is because of a principle that says the smaller the space you confine energy into, the larger the energy becomes. At the Planck scale, the energy density becomes so high that spacetime rips apart into tiny black holes. These black holes appear and disappear instantly. They are smaller than anything you could imagine, but they are constantly forming. Think about how strange that is. Tiny black holes, billions of times smaller than the smallest known particles, appearing and vanishing everywhere in space. They do not behave like normal black holes. They do not last long enough for anything to fall into them. But they show you something important. Reality is unstable, chaotic, alive. The stability you see around you is not the natural state of the universe. It is the result of layers of rules built over this chaotic foundation, like a storm with a calm surface. Now think about this. If the base of the universe is so chaotic, so turbulent, so unpredictable, how does anything stable exist at all? How can stars form? How can atoms maintain structure? How can your consciousness arise from this chaos? This question has puzzled scientists for decades, and the answers they have proposed are stranger than anything you have heard before. One possibility is that stability emerges from resonance. Just like a guitar string vibrates at specific notes, the universe might vibrate at specific patterns. Particles are not things. They are vibrations. Matter is not solid. It is rhythm. Stability emerges from harmony within the chaos. Another possibility is that the universe is based on error correction. Just like a computer automatically fixes corrupted data, the universe constantly corrects itself at the Planck scale. This keeps reality stable. If this is true, then the laws of physics are not rigid. They are self-correcting algorithms. And then there is the most stunning idea of all. The Planck scale might be the bridge between the physical world and the deeper layer where consciousness originates. In this view, your awareness is not located in your brain. Your brain is simply the receiver. The Planck scale is the interface, the portal, the point where your consciousness interacts with the physical world. If this is true, then your awareness does not vanish when the brain dies. It simply disconnects from the physical world. It continues in the deeper layer, the one beneath space and time. This idea is not fantasy. Several Nobel Prize-winning physicists have proposed that consciousness may be encoded in the structure of spacetime itself. And if it is encoded at the Planck scale, then it is more fundamental than matter, more fundamental than space, more fundamental than time. This brings us to the biggest question of all. What lies beneath the Planck scale? What is the universe hiding? Why is the boundary protected so fiercely? There are three leading possibilities. The first possibility is that nothing lies beneath. The Planck scale is the end of the physical world. Beyond it is non-existence, not emptiness, but the absence of existence itself. The second possibility is that a deeper structure exists. A realm of pure information, pure mathematics, pure awareness. A realm not governed by physics but generating physics. A realm where existence begins. The third possibility is the most shocking. Beneath the Planck scale is another dimension of reality. Not higher dimensional space but something entirely different. A dimension that cannot be measured or mapped. A dimension from which the universe emerges like a shadow cast from a higher form. This dimension might be where consciousness originates. It might be where meaning, purpose, and identity are stored. It might be the true reality, with the physical universe being only a projection. Before we move to part 3, ask yourself this question. If reality breaks at the smallest scale, then which layer do you truly belong to? The physical world built on quantum foam, or the deeper layer beneath it? The answer to that question changes everything.
If parts 1 and 2 took you to the edge of the known, part 3 is where we step beyond the edge entirely. Beyond space, beyond time, beyond the smallest measurable distance, lies a layer that almost no one has glimpsed. a layer that could hold the ultimate secrets of reality itself. Imagine standing on the shore of an endless ocean. You have looked out at waves, currents, and tides, but now someone whispers that beneath the surface is a hidden world of unfathomable depth, where the water itself is alive, where currents defy gravity, where storms form and vanish in the blink of an eye. This is what the universe looks like beyond the Planck scale. It is not a place you can measure. It is not a place you can photograph. It is a place you must imagine, but imagine carefully, because reality here does not follow any rules you know. We have already seen that at the Planck scale, space is a network of loops, a quantum foam bubbling with instability. Time flickers. Matter appears and disappears. Energy fluctuates wildly. And yet, the world we experience above this foundation seems smooth, continuous, predictable. How is that possible? How does order emerge from such chaos? Scientists suggest that stability is not a property of the universe, but a pattern created by something deeper. Something beneath the Planck scale that imposes order, like a composer arranging notes on a chaotic cosmic piano. This hidden layer may be the source of the rules themselves. The reason why physics behaves the way it does, why particles follow trajectories, why atoms form molecules, why life arises at all. And here is the truly unsettling thought. If the foundation of the universe is hidden beneath the Planck scale, then everything you see, everything you think is real, is only an echo of something far more profound. Your chair, your hand, your thoughts, even your consciousness, all of it may be expressions of an underlying structure, a deeper reality that is invisible but infinitely powerful. Some theorists call this the substrate of existence, a layer where information, consciousness, and energy are inseparable, where what we call matter is just a temporary manifestation of rules, and what we call time is a shadow of processes happening beyond perception. In this layer, the universe is less like a machine and more like a living organism, dynamic, self-correcting, and aware in ways we cannot yet comprehend. Now imagine a universe where consciousness is fundamental, not emergent, where your awareness is not a product of neurons, but a signal arising from the very fabric of reality, where life, thought, and identity are woven into existence itself. If this is true, then the Planck scale is not just the smallest length, it is the interface, the bridge between physical reality and the deeper conscious structure that underlies it. This idea may sound like philosophy or even mysticism, but it is grounded in real science. The mathematics of quantum gravity, holographic principles, and information theory all point to the possibility that reality is informational at its core, that space, time, and matter emerge from something more fundamental, and consciousness may be encoded in that foundation. Consider this. If the Planck scale is the resolution limit of reality, then what lies beyond it might be the origin of all laws, the source code of the universe. And if consciousness interacts with this source code, then life, thought, and awareness are not accidents. They are a fundamental part of existence itself, embedded at the deepest level. Now let us take a moment to confront a question that has haunted thinkers for millennia. If this hidden layer exists, then what happens when the body dies? If consciousness is encoded in the substrate beneath space and time, then death may not be the annihilation we imagine. The brain may stop functioning, but awareness could persist in the deeper layer, untethered from the physical world. It is a radical idea, but consider the implications. What we call life might be a temporary interface between our consciousness and the physical world. The mind, the self, the soul, all of it could be more enduring than matter itself. This is not religion or superstition. This is the science of possibility, based on what we now understand about the Planck scale, quantum information, and the architecture of reality. And yet, even with this knowledge, the universe keeps its deepest secrets fiercely guarded. The Planck scale acts as a cosmic firewall. We cannot measure beneath it. We cannot probe it directly. Any attempt to do so triggers collapse, energy concentration, black hole formation. Reality defends itself against intrusion. It is as if the universe itself is aware, ensuring that certain truths remain hidden until we are ready, or until consciousness itself evolves to interact with them safely. But glimpses are possible. The patterns of quantum fluctuations, the harmonics of particle interactions, the mathematical constants of physics, all of them hint at the existence of this hidden layer. Like footprints on a beach, they tell us that something deeper exists, even if we cannot see it directly. And here comes the most profound part. This layer may not just explain physics. It may explain why the universe exists at all, why there is order instead of chaos, why there is something rather than nothing, why we experience reality instead of mere void. The Planck scale and the layer beneath it may hold the answers to the ultimate question of being. Some theories even suggest that the universe is self-generating, that this hidden layer constantly produces reality from information, creating new worlds, new dimensions, new experiences. In this view, the universe is not just a passive container. It is a dynamic, living system, producing and sustaining existence moment by moment. If we accept this possibility, then everything changes. Your life is not random. Your consciousness is not accidental. Every thought, every action, every observation is part of a larger, self-organizing system, rooted in the deepest layer of reality. And finally, consider the philosophical consequences. If reality emerges from a hidden substrate of information and consciousness, then morality, meaning, and purpose may not be human constructs. They may be reflections of the deeper order of the universe itself. Understanding this layer is not just physics. It is the key to understanding ourselves, the nature of existence, and the destiny of consciousness. So as we close part 3, take a moment to imagine this. Beneath every particle, beneath every wave, beneath every flicker of time, lies a hidden layer, a realm where the rules we know are born, where chaos and order dance inseparably, and where consciousness may be as fundamental as space and time. A realm so profound that everything we experience is but a shadow cast upon it. And the most remarkable thought of all, that hidden layer is not unreachable. It is within you. Your awareness interacts with it every moment. Every decision you make, every thought you have, every perception you hold is a thread connecting you to the deepest foundation of reality. In the end, understanding the Planck scale is not just about physics. It is about realizing that existence is far stranger, far more intricate, and far more beautiful than we ever imagined. It is about recognizing that we are not mere observers of the universe. We are participants, woven into its deepest layers, capable of perceiving, interacting, and perhaps even shaping the hidden substrate that underlies all reality. And with that, the journey ends not with answers, but with awe. The universe is vaster, deeper, and stranger than we can fully comprehend. Yet every step we take, every thought we explore, brings us closer to understanding the hidden layer, the ultimate architecture of existence, where physics, consciousness, and meaning converge.